Hello, today we are going to learn about our computer robot called CyberAware Chatbot. This robot is made of 5 code files: responsive handler CS, program CS, logger CS, greeting manager CS, chatbot CS, and audio CS. These are the different files that make up the chatbot. Each file is like a body part, and together they make the robot work. These 5 files are linked together. They work integratedly, so each file relies on another file. Let's look at them one by one and see what the code does. Let's start with program CS. Program CS, this file is the starter button. When you press run at the top, this file wakes up first. The code here asks the user for their name, so the robot can talk to you personally. So the code here asks the user for their name, so the robot can talk to you personally. Then it calls the greeting manager. The greeting manager is this file at the top, to say hello with a picture and a sound. So the greeting manager is made up of a picture and a sound. And it calls the chatbot. So the greeting manager calls the chatbot CS. Chatbot CS is this file. This file is the one that will talk, that will produce the chatbot to talk. Think of program CS like the robot's alarm clock. Without this file, nothing else would happen. It is short, but it is very important. Chatbot CS, this is another file that I mentioned earlier that we are going to talk about. This file is the robot's ears and mouth. The code here listens to what you type. It works with the user's prompts. If you type exit, it knows to stop. If you type help, it shows you a list of topics. Then it asks the response handler. The response handler is another file that is part of, or is the element of, the chatbot. We're going to talk about that later on. The responsive handler will answer when the chatbot CS calls it. Finally, it will bring the answer back to you. So chatbot CS is where the conversation happens. This is where the conversation happens between the user and the chatbot. This is where it happens. You can find your welcome messages, your hello, type help to see available topics. It's like the robot sitting with you, listening carefully, then speaking back in a friendly way. The code uses a loop so the robot can keep talking until you say exit. This makes the chatbot feel alive and interactive, right? Then we can move on to our greeting manager file. Our greeting manager file is the robot's welcome smile. The code here shows a big ACCII art, ASCII art picture, a drawing made of letters that says Cyberware. That's the name of our chatbot, Cyberware. It also plays a sound file calling greeting wav using the audio player CS. That's another file that is used by greeting manager CS to consume an audio that will be talking to the user and greeting the user at the beginning of the chatbot. This makes the robot friendly when you first meet it. So the greeting manager CS, this file, is like the robot waving at you, showing a cool picture and saying hello with a voice. The code uses colors to make the console look nice with cyan and white text, cyan and white text, right? This makes the chatbot look professional and fun. We can try to look at the code that we are talking about, that we are referring to, and then we move on to our responsive handler. This is another file. This is our third file. Just try to remember. Responsive handler CS, this file is the robot's brain. The code here has a big dictionary of topics and answers. So it's responsible for these topics: password, phishing, safe browsing, malware. These are some of the topics that are mentioned in the chatbot. And these are the answers, these long answers that are within the quotation marks. These are the answers to those questions that you will be asking the chatbot. If you ask about passwords, phishing, malware, or even what is your purpose, it gives the right answer back to you. It follows your prompts. It also checks for the spelling mistakes, fuzzing mistakes, we call them. Fuzzing mistakes, we call them. And synonyms. You make an error or you try to mention a name that is so similar to the name that is within the chatbot will be able to detect that for you and give you the right word that's required. If you type something close, it asks, did you mean politely? This makes the robot smart and helpful. The code uses something called distance algorithm to check if your word is close to a known topic. It also uses synonyms. So if you say fraud, it knows you mean scam. This file is the biggest and most clever part of the robot. This part, this file as a whole, we can try to scroll down and try to understand what we are referring to. And these green lines are the comments that you see. Yeah, these are the comments of the code. And we'll try to add more so that you can understand much better. This is the code. These are the questions that you can ask about. Yes, these are the synonyms. This code looks for synonyms that the user might use in the chatbot, and the chatbot will be able to detect and display the message, did you mean this word? And then it will give you the correct word that you were talking about as the user, right? And then we move on to our audio player CS file. This is the last file. Remember that we said earlier on, or I said earlier on, that we used 5 files for this chatbot to work, right? Audio player CS, this file is the robot's voice box. It's responsible for audio. It's within the word if you try to understand the word. The code here plays the greeting sound file, the greeting WAV that we were talking about in Greeting Manager. That sound is used on this file, right? On the Windows, it uses Sound Player. On Linux or Mac, it uses other tools like AirPlay. So we also tried to include those different attributes, those different codes to accommodate different desktop platforms. Yes, we used them to try to accommodate other different platforms. On Linux or Mac, it uses other tools like AirPlay or Fplay, as I mentioned earlier. If the file is missing, it warns you nicely. It will tell you that the file is missing. So the audio player CS makes sure that the robot can actually speak with sound. This file is responsible for that part, not just text. The code is careful. It tries different ways to play the sound depending on the computer system. This makes the chatbot work everywhere, not just on one type of computer, right? So we will try to run and see what we are referring to. We will try to run the file here at the top on the green part. We'll try to run it there.
Hello and welcome to CyberAware. Your safety online is our priority. I'm here to help you stay protected, answer your cybersecurity questions, and guide you through safe digital practices. How can I assist you today?
That was the sound that we were talking about earlier on. That is played before you prompt anything in the chatbot. So first thing that the chatbot does, it greets you in a friendly manner as your friend personally. And then after, what follows, you fill in your name. This is what the user should prompt in their name. My name is Apiwe Khans. That's what I'll fill in there. It will tell me welcome back Apiwe Khans because I've tried it before. I've entered my name before. If I was a new person, it was gonna say welcome Nosi, welcome Andiswa. Any new person, it was gonna say welcome, not welcome back. And then you try type help to see available topics, type exit to leave the available topics, right? You type help to see the available topics, and that's what you will see here. And then you can try to choose one topic from the menu that you are interested in. Password is the first topic that I chose. It will give me explanation of what password is, and it will also provide solution to that. As you can see that I inserted a number. You can also try to insert a word. It will give you the correct answer, the same answer still. It will still understand you, what you're trying to say. Yes, 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 that's good. As you can see, it's providing a long explanation, not just short answers that you won't be able to understand. You can also try to write encryption or try to write DDoS, sorry, and supply chain. Maybe that's another topic that's within the menu. We can try to see whether it's going to provide answers to both of those topics. As you can see that it's explaining DDoS right now, and it's providing a long explanation that is so good. And it's also providing a solution, and you can also see that it's also providing another answer for supply chain at the bottom. So it provides two answers. It's for DDoS and it's also for supply chain. And it also answers you personally. Apiwe Khans, here is what I've found. And then it provides the definition and it also provides a solution right here. This is the solution, and it will also give you another definition for the second topic that I mentioned, supply chain. Supply chain, this is the definition. This is how it defines supply chain, and it will also provide you another solution. So friends, this is our chatbot Cyber Aware. Thank you so much for tuning in and understanding what we are trying to build here. Thank you so much. Thank you.